What is going on, guys? We are back for another DSP video, and this week he does a 2 a.m. call to Wings of Redemption, which results in him getting scolded by his fat wife. The support is not there. He king snakes his audience and does a test on them, and much, much more. And we start off today. On Sunday, the very first thing that DSP does is talk about the new Fallout TV show. However, people in his chat, especially Kick, were talking about his crooked mustache, and DSP did not like that, so he crashed out and started banning people on site.
By the way, everyone who's saying insulting things in chat, enjoy your bans. I don't know what the fuck's your problem. I'm talking, you stupid idiots. Either listen or fucking leave. Shut the fuck up over on Kick. You guys are obnoxious little brats. Jesus, you fucking... I swear, I'm sitting here to like, oh, let's make fun of his looks today on stream together. This is fun. Shut the fuck up. The king is talking, bitch. Shut up and listen or leave. I'm not going to listen to your little whiny shit. You're trying to be stupid and get attention. Shut the fuck up. Here's your crash out for the day. Eat my fucking ass. I'm talking, bitch. Okay.
And look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Thumbs down emote. And ban, ban, ban. Gone forever. But not only was he toxic towards his audience about his crooked mustache, he is still begging people for $100 to see the new animation he says he created. Remember that. Remember that phrase, he created. And of course he says it's very pertinent to today because it's a Super Bowl and Super Bowl themed. But remember guys, he's not poor, but he really, really needs that money, dude.
This month, for February, I created a special animation for a $100 contribution. I'm going to spoil it now. It's Super Bowl related. I purposefully made this grand animation for a $100 contribution. And as of now, the 8th of February, I haven't gotten a $100 contribution this month. I'm not complaining. The support this month has been great. All right, overall, streams are doing great. So this is now Phil's bitching. He didn't make $100. Here we go. Here comes the clip. Send it to fucking live stream fails and loser Redditors who are going to fucking watch it and believe it because they're dumb fucks, right? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I have this animation. It's not, by the way, it's nothing special. I didn't design it in some fucking, it's just something I got off the internet, okay? But if you do a $100 contribution today, maybe you were thinking of contributing and haven't yet, well, it would be a special animation. It would make sense for today. After today, because it's Super Bowl related, it really won't make much sense anymore. I'm just saying, okay? So there you have it. If you're interested in contributing, if you do $100, you'll see that special animation, and it's very pertinent to today only. So there you go.
And that's very weird how he says, I created this, but then says, it's nothing special, I just got it off the internet. So you want people to give you $100 for something you just grabbed off the internet. This is bottom of the barrel of the endless barrel. And nobody was taking him up on his offer. But then, there was one sock account that decided to give him $100, and it's the laziest animation you're ever gonna see. And DSP thinks this is worth $100.
Yeah. Whoa! Holy crap! Yeah! A full-on $100. I'll play the animation again because we'll probably never see it again. Thank you to Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for a $100 super chat. Says, enjoying Hollow Knight streams. Thanks, Phil. Enjoy the animation, everyone. There you go. Very, very nice. I'm just going to replay it if you hear the music again. And let's get that on the leaderboard. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. Thank you so much. I mean, that's crazy. So now technically, even though today was a holiday with lower attendance, I actually did better on this stream than a typical Hollow Knight stream. No lie.
And would you look at that, as soon as he gave him $100 for the animation, the sock account changed their name. Just like every single time OIC messes with DSP and shows that he's a cuck. But then it was revealed DSP actually paid for a subscription for animation. So all he did was take this animation, put it into his stream elements, and charged $100. And the price of this per month is $16.50, so close to a very magical number. And this is really pathetic because DSP always says he does not give special treatment to anyone in his chat. Everyone has to follow the same rules. There's no preferential treatment. However, time after time after time, Canadian Kirk keeps getting banned, and it's gotten to the point where DSP has his YouTube channel favorited so he can unban them on the fly. Of course, he would know this because You're Not Funny gave him money and asked to be unbanned. And then remember when he got the selfie stick and he said, now I can do IRL content. And now he's gonna crash out saying, people demanded I do it. They're whiny little bitches. When in fact, the reality is someone said, hey guys, I can't wait for DSP to do this. And DSP's mind twists and turns everything into negativity and toxicity as he yells out and crashes out about a selfie stick.
What are my plans for the lapel mic and filming stick? Can we expect to see you use those in February? I have the ability to use them for anything I want. I just don't have any plans right now. I'm too busy. Like, if ever I say, listen, let's say, for example, my wife and I decide to make plans to go somewhere and maybe eat a meal out, and we want to actually do like an in-restaurant review. Well, we can do that now. I have the stick. I have the mics. You know, the camera has, apps and stuff, and you can do it. I could. But I really, are we chomping at the bit for that content right now? Everyone wants me to play a whole bunch of different video games. No one is saying, Phil, we're dying for IRL restaurant reviews. It's good that I have the stuff. It's good to have that ability. If at any time we decide to just drop stuff and go do something different, we could. And that's really what it was about, was having the capability rather than, I'm planning to just go do it now, So, so here's a real question. What's the big deal? Right? I bought some stuff. I could use it if I want. Right now, there doesn't seem to be a real reason to use it. People are enjoying the content I'm doing. So what's the problem? I bought it and spent money on something not to actually use it. Killer B, can I ask you a question? What the fuck is it your business? I could buy whatever I want and use it or not use it. It's my money. Right? It's cool to show it off. Say, hey, look, I got the mic. Who cares if I use it? What are you obsessing on? Why do you care? How is it any of your business whatsoever would I ever use anything for? What are you talking about? My debt collectors care? I don't have any debt collectors, stupid. Debt collectors? I don't have any debt collectors whatsoever. See, here it comes, this sick, twisted mentality of some people on the internet. So wait a minute, let me get this straight. Because I'm a public streamer, I stream publicly, and people like the content and they support it, and then I buy stuff with the money, somehow there's a weird entitlement of people on the internet to think that you control anything I do. There is no control whatsoever. Now, if I'm a good content creator, I'll listen to feedback. I'll say, hey, yeah, you want this, you want that, you want this game over that game, you want this project over that project, you want input on the next marathon. I listen. I'm interactive with my audience. But you have absolutely no entitlement whatsoever to audience. But you have absolutely no entitlement whatsoever to anything. Right? You don't. You bought a selfie stick. Now you must go film with it. No, I could literally go throw this out right now, put it in a trash can, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's also none of your business. You have no entitlement. That's actually obsessive, bizarre behavior that you would think that you control my ability to use this for something. You're a weirdo. If you actually feel like that right now, you actually are too attached to the internet, and you should turn off your viewing device and go do something else with your life. I mean that too. Just go away. Because that's actually really broken mindset. That's like cracked thinking. That, Phil bought a selfie stick with money that he made on his stream making content. He better make something with that now or else. Huh? Who the fuck are you? Are you for real? Are you insane? I mean, seriously, what kind of a world have we created that humans are sitting on the internet all day and this is the way that they think? That's bizarre shit, man. I don't know. That's true. Someone just brought it up. It says, you said you would use the lapel mics when you do the closet clean out. I could definitely do that. That's actually a pretty valid use for it. When we do the Indivestance Day closet clean out this year, I can have this on me the whole time. And that way you'll be able to hear me talking when I'm taking stuff in and out of the closet. Yeah, and that way it's not just silence half the time like it was last time and everyone complained. There you go. That's valid use for it. Sure, absolutely. Perfect. There you go. So that's one thing to look forward to. But again, like, here's the thing. Maybe eventually I'll go to an event and I'll want to cover it. I can't tell anyone I'm going to the event because then idiots would show up and try to harass me and fucking the police would get called and shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that, right? So it would have to be something you don't even know about, okay? So I wouldn't even tell you, even if I had intention to use it, I can't. All right? Maybe I will eventually do content in my house where I can use microphones and stuff like that. Maybe I won't. Who cares? It's none of your business.
Then on the night stream, DSP, of course, went on break almost as soon as he started the stream, but he decided to mute the audio. Then he comes back, people talk to him about it, and he says, oh, it's YouTube's fault, shut the fuck up. I wonder, Phil, I wonder why people don't want to watch your chill, positive, robust content.
Again, we've been doing really good with indies recently, which is why I've been doing dedicated indie nights. Well, I've been playing more indie games and I've really enjoyed them. Let's go. Let's get some support for indies right now. Okay. Speedy Bunny, shut the fuck up. Obviously, I didn't intend to have the stream be silent for 10 minutes. YouTube's a piece of shit and muted itself, and you're going to blame me for it? How about this? I blame your mother for having you. Enjoy your ban. Fucking idiot.
And of course, the theme of this week, and also the theme of 2026 so far, has been a lack of $150 or more. Because most streams, he's not even hitting $150. If you think about it, DSP always says the pendulum always swings, and eventually he's going to swing back and forth. And he had the last 2 years making money like crazy. And now the pendulum has shifted, and now he's going back to pre-Kino, pre-Asmon money, and it's glorious. So glorious. And even before he even starts playing Dragon Quest, he says, if today's support is slow, it's gone. That is right. Setting the foundation for a wage quit. Then he went on a huge rant about the Discord ID thing, which is absolutely stupid. Yeah, give your government ID to the company that had a data breach back in October and everyone's ID was stolen. That's a great idea. But DSP blames the parents for everything that's going on online and in the world. And even at one point said, if your child grows up and becomes a pedophile or a mass shooter, the parents should be thrown in jail without even any investigation. Throw away the key. It's done. Lock them up.
The act of copulating, all right, is actually a responsibility. Because if you have a kid, you're now responsible to make that kid a reputable member of society. Did you hear what I just said? Yeah, you actually are the person responsible to make sure that child that you just had has grown up with a mature brain, has morals and values, is responsible, follows the law, and actually will be a good part of human society. And if they're not, that's your fucking fault because you didn't do your job as a parent. Instead, it's like we treat it like you just have kids and you just, oh, whatever, hands off, let them do whatever they want. Oh, it takes a village to raise my kid. No, dumbass, it takes you. You're the one who had the kid, not the fucking village. They didn't choose to parent your child. You parent your child.
And then people wanted him to play the new Yakuza game. And he said, he's not going to play it because it's a remake of an old game, and he does want to play RPGs. So what does he play right after that? What was the gameplay? Dragon Quest VII Remake, an RPG. Make it make sense. And then he's making all the excuses. He said someone behind the scenes told him he should lower the difficulty because it's too grindy. He also admitted he lowered the difficulty because the bosses were beating his ass. However, he's still not learned his lessons about RPGs. Every single time he plays one of these, it's low supported. And you know what the definition of insanity is. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. And that's what DSP expected with Dragon Quest VII. He thought he would be showered in money.
Break. I'm just going to run downstairs and make a coffee quickly. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to continue on. Now, we have had no support whatsoever since I started playing Dragon Quest VII. Nothing. Every piece of support has come in since before I started playing. So, can we get some support for Dragon Quest VII? Again, if you like JRPGs, you like chill vibes, you want to relax with me during these afternoons when I play this game, I do need people to support the playthrough. I can't have an afternoon where I make 20 bucks. So, anything appreciated, whether it's a super chat, a tip, something on Kick. We have zero support on Kick today. Zero. And already I can say yesterday was an awful support day on Kick. Anything appreciated. Kicks or a sub, anything. All right? So I'll be right back with a coffee. We'll play for another hour. Then I'll probably go on my real break. And then we'll probably play for another hour. Okay? So I'll be right back. I'm just going to let the music play out because it's nice. There's no point. Because it's only going to be like a minute or two. So I'll be right back. Okay? All right.
Now this is really funny. So DSP's now going to crash out because he says all the toxic memes on the internet ruined him. And that's why people are not coming to his streams to watch him play Dragon Quest VII. And he says he can't get chill people to come watch, even though he's making chill content. And in this rant, he's crashing out about chill content.
Then I received a $5 anonymous tip. And they said, you can read this if you want or not. I'll read it. I skimmed through it. It seems fine. So I got a $5 anonymous tip. And they said, sorry to see the stream is going slow today. I am enjoying Dragon Quest playthrough, although I'd like to see you play something that you genuinely enjoy and you're having fun playing. Chin up. Sorry that this isn't much. Again, I don't want anyone to ever apologize and say, oh, it's not much. Dude, anything on any stream is appreciated. Always. There is absolutely no reason ever to be like, oh, I'm sorry, it's not a lot. That's not the point. It's not. I'm not looking for someone to come in and drop hundreds of dollars. That's wild. I'd much rather have people come by and give a little, and it adds up because so many people are enjoying the content, you see? So you don't ever have to apologize, right? Okay? So, and I just leveled up. Now, I am enjoying myself. I like the game. What I'm not enjoying is that in general, the audience isn't enjoying the game. Like, it's one thing if I like a game, but if I see that my audience doesn't like it, that's disappointing to me. And that's what I'm seeing right here is that in general, the audience has been complaining all day about the game, saying, play anything else, this is boring, we don't like this. And that drives me nuts because, again, I grew up playing JRPGs, right? They're in my blood as a gamer. It's something that I want to do, and I've told you, everyone always said if you had full control over your content, like if it weren't reliant on this as a job, right? What would you change about it? I would play more chill JRPGs. I love these fucking games, and I can't play them because I can't get an audience to come and engage and support them. I just can't, and I don't know what I can do to change that. What could I possibly have done differently today to make this stream appeal to a wider audience? The problem is, okay, because of the bullshit attached to me on the internet, okay? The bullshit that I can't help, and you know I've tried my best to change, I've tried my best to improve, to make this a better atmosphere, to stop being toxic, to improve the setup, to do everything I possibly can to be a better creator, right? It doesn't matter. The stigma follows me no matter where I go and what I do. I can't shake it. So the people who want chill gameplay don't come to DSP Gaming. They come to DSP Gaming because they think there's going to be drama today, there's going to be trolling, there's going to be him raging at a game, and there's going to be this. I can't get the chill people to come watch, even though I'm making chill content. Do you see how frustrating that is for me? And that's something that's not in my control. It's not at all. There's nothing I can do about it. So all I can do is try to appeal to that audience and say, listen, if you guys do show up, I'll make the content that you like and you want. But, you know.
And he was complaining for money throughout the entire stream. And now, at the end of the stream, he's saying, I don't know, guys. I don't know if I should play this again. You guys didn't like it, aka, you did not give me any money. Of course, he would go on to play it again and complain over and over and over and over about money, to the point where the attendance went lower and lower and people kept complaining. All he did was talk about money.
All right, at the end of the stream, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not feeling too positive about it. It sucks. All I want to do is play this game and chill with an audience. I can't get enough of an audience to do it. The people who come here are looking for a certain kind of gameplay, and if they don't get the gameplay they want, they either troll the chat or they say, oh, I'm bored, and they leave, and they refuse to support games that I like this one. Not saying every game is that case. I'm saying this particular genre just doesn't do well, and that's what I thought was going to happen. Like, weeks ago, when everyone was asking me as I was finishing Clair Obscur, hey, Phil, do you think you'll play Dragon Quest VII? That would be cool. And I was like, I don't know if I can. You know, I don't see how I can. And then I said, well, I'll just give it a try. I'll take the benefit of the doubt, and... Okay?
And of course, DSP again, trying to rewrite reality. He's the one that said, Dragon Quest is coming out, I want to play it, I love RPGs. And every single time there's a game he wants to play, he forces it on his audience. And if it fails, all of a sudden, it's the audience's fault. It's not him. He didn't choose it, the audience did. Because this man can never, ever take accountability in any form, in any direction, in any way in his life. And it got so bad. He's now telling people, even if you don't like Dragon Quest, give me money if you like another game and say it's for that game. And he did an example. If you don't like Dragon Quest and you like Street Fighter, give me $50 and say it's for a Street Fighter so he knows how to gauge support. Well, you know what the problem is with that? If people did that and they gave you like $300 under a Dragon Quest stream, you'll say, Dragon Quest was a success. And then Street Fighter comes along and you're $50 short and you go, what's going on, guys? Where's the money? The greed is endless for the Greek Goblin. And then we even have this in chat. Phil, can you please just tell us the truth? How much money do you need to continue to play the game? Remember, guys, there's no goal. And look at this, absolutely disgusting. Remember, he maxed out all his gym equipment. He said he was in the best shape of his life. He said he only had 6% body fat. This picture right here concludes that was a lie. Now, if you saw last week's episode of DSP Week in Review, you know he tried to monetize RGB lights by charging to change the color. Now, someone's going to suggest, and he's on board with this, to name stuff in RimWorld just like Pokemon.
Animals tab? How much to name it? Someone wants to pay to name the dromedary? Seriously? You can. I don't care what we name it. If someone actually wanted to pay to name the dromedary, there you go. How much to name it? $5. Well, no, I mean, come on. Hold on a second. When we play Pokemon, it's 20. We can't start... We can't now reduce it. Are you saying... Hold on. Are you trying to tell me that RimWorld is not at least equivalent in stature to Pokemon? Are you telling me RimWorld is worse than Pokemon? It should be cheaper? I don't know. That's kind of an insult. Since this game is so good, I think it should, at the very least, it should be a $20 contribution to name the dromedary. In fact, you know what? Since people are saying RimWorld is like a masterpiece, like a best-in-class sim game, survival game, perhaps we should be like 25. What do you guys think? 30? Oh, we got a 30. Maybe it should be 30. Maybe $30 to name the dromedary. There we go. There you go. A deal? Do we have a deal? $30 to name the dromedary? All right. The first person to contribute $30 right now, whether it's a super chat, whether it's a tip, whether it's 6 gifted subs, that'll be 10 gifted memberships. Whoever does it, you get to name the dromedary. Now I just have to figure out how the hell you name the dromedary because I don't remember. There you go. And it wasn't my idea. I didn't bring that up for the record. Wow, I just got another $15 tip. This person says, your streams have been super chill and you're a great background noise for the evenings. Glad to support you. I'm excited for Street Fighter tomorrow as well. Tomorrow, the return of Dalzim.
And remember when I said he would not stop talking about money for Dragon Quest VII? Well, it was throughout the Dragon Quest VII stream, it was all throughout the night stream, and even into the daily wrap. And he gives his audience two choices. Either support Dragon Quest VII or over support the other streams so he doesn't have to worry about Dragon Quest VII. Remember guys, he said no goals, no expectation of money, but now he's telling you to over support the other ones so he doesn't have to worry about a low supported stream.
Today, 2.5 hours into this stream, I had raised $50. Okay? Now, basically what happened was there was a last minute rallying and people were like, well, this sucks because we know Phil likes this game and he wants to keep playing it. And there was a rallying, and by the end of the stream, we had over $100. That's good, especially for a JRPG like this. But the problem was I basically had to, at the very last minute, at the end of the stream, keep appealing to the audience. I had to keep doing a call, right? A call to action, as they say. I even joked about it. Call to action, everyone. Call to action to see if people would support this game. I shouldn't have to do that. You know, if there's people out there that like JRPGs, I would hope they would show up to the streams and support them. It's just not happening. This is 2 streams in, and already it almost was a disastrous stream when it came to support. So the thing is, I want to keep playing the game, okay? And I am going to keep playing it. I want you to understand something. There's basically 2 ways that we can make this work, okay? Way number 1 is very simple. I need more people to come to the streams, engage, and support them. If that doesn't happen, all right, it's going to be very challenging to continue to play Dragon Quest VII as a playthrough, all right? The other way is another simple fact. If all the other streams that I'm doing do really well, then it doesn't really matter that Dragon Quest VII is the slowest stream of the week. And in fact, some people had proposed that and said, is there some way that you could just accept the fact that the game will not perform well on stream? But you know, and I said, well, here's the thing. I'm not a giant streamer, okay? I don't get thousands of viewers on my streams. I don't get crazy residual ad revenue on my videos. I don't have partnerships, sponsorships, and you know, product placements in my content. I'm solely reliant on stream revenue for the vast majority of my content. Yes, there's a little bit of ad revenue behind the scenes on YouTube, but I need the streams to do well. So if every other stream I'm doing does well, you know, if the Hollow Knight streams, if the RimWorld streams, if the Street Fighter 6 streams, if the other games, for example, Hellmart and this new game we're going to do tomorrow, Crizzle, if all of them do well, then yeah, I can accept it and be like, all right, there's going to be one game that I play. I need the streams to do well. So if every other stream I'm doing does well, you know, if the Hollow Knight streams, if the RimWorld streams, if the Street Fighter 6 streams, if the other games, for example, Hellmart and this new game we're going to do tomorrow, Crizzle, if all of them do well, then yeah, I can accept it and be like, all right, there's going to be one game that I play. It's going to be slow and there's nothing I can do about it. But that's the situation I need, and that's like a perfect scenario. I'm not really there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like every day when I stream, in general, I know that certain games like Hollow Knight has been a really staple winner for me. So has RimWorld. But it's not always a guarantee. We've had slower streams of those games. Street Fighter so far has been a big win for me since I brought it back a month ago. That doesn't guarantee that it will continue to be a big win infinitely, right? So the way I see it, yes, for now, let's keep Dragon Quest VII in the rotation with the hopes that all the other streams will do well. And if they do, even if Dragon Quest doesn't do amazingly well, we could still keep playing it. But the ideal state would be that people actually do come and start to support Dragon Quest VII. All right? So let's see what happens. The gameplay was good. It was sound. It was fun. I hope that you'll watch it. If you like these JRPGs, it's good stuff. I actually really like this game. And I do want to continue playing it. Of course, already morons clipped the crap out of the stream, ripped it up, threw it onto live stream fails on Reddit. And there's, oh, look, he's begging again, blah, blah, blah. These fucking limp dick losers who can't fucking make $1 for themselves in anything they do in life think that they're going to come there and criticize me and the way that I stream. They can kiss my hairy ass. I am successful. I know the formula for success. It's working. There's nothing they can do about it, no matter how jealous or pissy they are about it. I don't care. Okay? So I don't give a shit about what they say. But what I do care is what about my viewers say. I want to keep games in the rotation that I like. This is one. Please, if you can, support this playthrough. And if you can't, support my other playthroughs so that way I can have the one game that's slow. All right? Fair enough?
And of course, guess what happened next? DSP is back on Reddit. DSP crashes out about low support for his Dragon Quest VII stream. But remember guys, everybody loves him. And then we have TubTubs, who's an actual dent who gives him money. The entire stream was a non-stop call to arms. If that's how it's going to be every time, I definitely would be skipping the playthrough. And how does DSP respond to a pay pig? You were toxic the entire stream, and this is a lie. And then we have Jukebox. Thanks for many years of entertainment. May fame and fortune one day find you. He's talking to DSP here. And DSP says, I'm good where I'm at, thanks. And that's one of the problems with DSP is he doesn't want to evolve. He doesn't want to change. He doesn't want to get with the times. He wants to stay at the exact same time, exact same place, and just maintain. And for someone who's been doing that for 20 years, you think you would know. You have to expand outside your bubble. You have to try new things. You have to stop being an asshole. But no, DSP wants to maintain. And I'll give you a newsflash here, Phil. If you keep maintaining, your current position becomes the past, and you're outdated, and people leave for other people. And if you want another example of DSP just throwing money away, he says he wants another streaming PC member. Black Friday, a year or two ago, he bought a streaming PC on Black Friday. But now, he wants another one because he can't have an internal capture card. And as Potion points out, his fans told him not to get the current PC. Then he played Crystal for 3 hours, did a review, and said it was the biggest bait and switch game he's ever seen in a very long time. Of course, DSP doesn't understand what bait and switch means, and he based the entire video, his entire review, off the first 3 hours. And then we get the Street Fighter, and guys, money is down, support is down, attendance is down, and DSP is now going to tell you, this is the deal, remember, there's no goals, no expectation of money. However, he wants you to make up for the low support.
All right, now, folks, here's the deal. Tonight, please, let's get some great support for Street Fighter. Earlier today, I tried the new game. It wasn't very good because of that. The support was not great at all. Tonight, I'd like to have a really great stream of Street Fighter. Support, engagement, everything. Let's go. All right, let's hit it. Let's make up for that shitty game earlier. Let's have a great night of solid Street Fighter and support, just like we always have. Let's get our first genuine support outside of this troll that just did a sub. Can we get our first legit support? No, we got more love from the troll. Are we going to let the troll actually upstage actual positive viewers who like my Street Fighter gameplay? Are we going to let them take the spotlight tonight? Or are we going to stand up and say, we're had enough, let's crush this troll, and let's get some support for Street Fighter 6 right now?
And you saw that correctly. Everything's coming back. The pointing, let's go, let's get support, skinwalking, Kino Casino. And you know eventually he's going to cave, money's going to get low, and the goals will be back. But he also said he had an announcement about the game he played earlier on tomorrow's podcast and said he had a strategy during gameplay and he'll tell you all about it. And what was the strategy? He was doing an experiment on his Dents, his pay pigs, the people that support him, to see how they would support, to see how they would give him money. He basically king snaked his audience to try to justify begging for money. And even his audience was not buying this. So if you think about it, he king snaked Kino Casino. He king snaked the detractors. He's a puppet master, dude. And now he king snaked his audience. But remember, he's the most honest guy out there. He's not going to lie to you like the other content creators.
You know, and so you're going to get some initial interest in a game like that, but you're not going to get an audience coming back a million times and throwing money at it. You know what I'm saying? So it actually wasn't even the worst stream that I had done recently, okay? But it certainly wasn't great. No one was showering me with support because I didn't ask for it, all right? There is an absolutely, positively direct correlation between how much I ask for support and how much I get. 100%, there is undisputed evidence that if I ask for support, I will get more. And if I don't ask for support, I will get less. All right? So then why didn't I ask for support yesterday? Didn't I want more? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Of course I did. Come on. Let's be honest here. We all want more support. We all could use more support, right? So why didn't I ask for it? Well, there's two reasons, okay? One reason is because if I was going to play Crizzle and I was actually going to try to gauge audience interest in the game fairly, all right? The very first stream is the stream where you need to see if people are liking what they're seeing. And if you're saying, hey, support the stream, and people shower you with support, that could artificially inflate the level of positivity that the game actually deserves. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, let's say I was halfway through the stream and I was like, oh, guys, come on, we're only at like 60 bucks of support. Let's go. Let's get some subs. And then someone feeling, I'll help Phil. They drop 10 subs, right? And so I'll help Phil and I drop a $50 tip. Now, all of a sudden, I got like 200 bucks, right? It's like, oh, well, you see, Crizzle did well. Well, no, in reality, Crizzle's the same game. It's not that good. It's still boring. But people might have showered me with support because I asked for it. So if you do that on the first stream of any game, you're basically artificially inflating its popularity. Does that make sense? I think it does.
And then we see the thumbnail for the Daily Wrap in the Level 1 podcast where he says, big experiment revealed. What a scumbag alien. And then even Blumhouse, the people that made that game, hey, thanks for playing the game. I think you should play a bit further at least. And there are multiple other enemies in the game and weapons. Then a reply, look here, look, listen. Phil isn't going to give it a fair shake. I'm going to buy it though. Great price, by the way. And DSP responds to the person that made the game, Blumhouse. Perhaps they should be at the beginning so the game is actually fun to play? I wonder why developers hate you, Phil. And he said the game was struggling. Nobody liked it. It was horrible. Everyone thinks it's bad. And we see on Steam, all reviews, 323, very positive. And now people are getting on him about support all over the place. And he's trying to act dumb more than usual. And someone asks him about support, and he pretends like he doesn't understand the question, even though anytime Jade says something, he can decipher that like he has a Rosetta Stone.
It looks like there is a detractor, I think. Or is it? This person said, they sent me $3. Here's what they said. You mentioned in the past, you beg because it tends to generate more support than when you don't. That's correct. Hypothetically, if you were to get the same support pre-beg versus post-beg, what would you do in that scenario? It's impossible to tell. What are you talking about? Pre-beg and post-beg. What does that mean? Do you mean, hypothetically, if I were to get the same amount of income, asking for or not asking for, what would I do? That's the dumbest question ever asked in human existence. Why would you do something extra if it generates absolutely no positive response? Right? Why would I have to ask for contributions if I'm already receiving contributions? That doesn't make much sense, does it? So you can answer your own question.
And of course, you're probably wondering how Street Fighter 6 went for DSP, because it always goes well for him. He never crashes out, never uses excuses. Of course, that's all a lie, and that's what DSP is all about, lying, coping, and seething.
Opponents do have dropped inputs. The thing is, the opponents don't react. They just do patterns, okay? So when you're doing a pattern, rollback netcode favors the pattern. It favors the person who's doing the flowing offense and pressing buttons a million times. They will get their moves versus the person who's timing something to stop it. I'm a person who's very reactive. I react to what the person's doing to stop it. That's how I used to play Street Fighter. That's my style. These people, all they've learned is a flowchart offensive pattern that's brainless to do, so they are favored by this garbage netcode. They, 10 times out of 10, will get the advantage over me, while my timed input, which is correct, will be dropped. Absolutely retarded. Absolutely fucking retarded responses from this game. Why? I did low medium punch, church this stuff mine clean. Okay, everything's safe. That just stopped my standing medium kick. Cold drive rush. This is absolutely retarded again. Cold drive rush, stop standing medium kick, which is supposed to stuff it. Of course it drops my super. Of course it does. Didn't do that. Free level 3 for no reason. Didn't earn it. Didn't earn it. Pressed buttons. Level 3 for no fucking reason. Top tier safe pattern garbage from a scrub. That was level 3 super. It was over. Level 3 super. Game gives me standing fucking short. Already had this fucking game won. The game is a fucking piece of shit online, man. What is going on? Nothing's coming out now. Literally none of my moves have come out when I'm in the corner. None. Can't do anything. No reaction. She wins. Literally, jump, mash, 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 mash. You're fucking retarded. You are a retarded person. You are retarded. The game sucks online. It drops my moves 7 times in a row when I'm in the corner. You're a retard, and you press and mash buttons, and you win. You suck. You fucking suck, you life loser. Jump and mash the kick. Mash, jab, mash, mash some more. Mash, mash. Okay, one time I'd like my move to come out. Out of all of this, can I get one singular fucking move to come out? No. Already won the game when I did the reversal wake up level 3 super. Right through stuff. Nothing. Doesn't work whatsoever. But fuck this laggy piece of shit game. Seriously. It's fucking shit. Look at this 23 win streak from this fucking person. Can't wait. That's it. One button. Can't do anything. Can't do anything. 100% pattern play. Didn't outplay me. It was just the pattern again. Not what I did. Are you kidding? What the fuck? It dropped my input. Can't side switch. She gets level 3 combo. Doesn't side switch. Can't break throw. Can't do anything. Yeah, fuck this game. I had it won. I had the game won, and the game dropped my inputs again for the millionth fucking time. Doesn't let me complete anything, and then she plays a pattern and wins. I had it won. 23 win streak was done. I had it. I was outplaying her 1,000,000%, and then the game is a piece of shit online, and she wins with her pattern play. The game is trash. The game is legit fucking trash. That person sucked. 100% that person sucked my fucking ass. They were terrible. 100% pattern play garbage from an idiot. From a fucking dunce. I got a tip, but I don't have time to shout it out. You will learn, my young Padawans. You will learn tomorrow. But tonight, it is Street Fighter night. Thank you for the early support. Over $100 of support before I've even booted the game. That is very appreciated. Thank you all. Now, let's have a great night of Dalzim. Let's get more support. Let's go. Let's go. I gotta turn the lights off. Shit. Gotta turn the lights off. Don't we want to see that $100 animation again? We've only seen it once. Come on, man. Okay. It would be great if we could get Kick support tonight. This is the final stream of the week on Kick that counts for this week, where I actually get paid for it this week. So anything on Kick tonight, subs, kicks, all that would help a ton tonight. Okay, guys? All right.
Now, I find it really funny that since he revealed he's playing multiple mobile games, even though he says he doesn't play WWE Champions anymore, there's other mobile games. All of a sudden, the tips have gone up and all the other support's gone down. He's telling people now, give him tips, and even saying anonymous tipping is safe, and it makes the trolls angry, dude. But remember, he always says too, don't tip me, don't support me, to stick it to the trolls. Give me money because you like me or my content.
And when you tip me, all you got to do is say the name you want to be referenced by, or you can say, just leave me anonymous, and put the message in the body of the tip. That's it, you're protected. Now, this is exactly why the trolls hate this, and that's why they constantly lie about PayPal and say shit like, oh, when you tip Phil, you dox yourself. No, you don't. But they want you to think that, so you won't tip that way, and you'll try to support another way so they can get your information. That's literally why they lie about it all the fucking time. They're upset that people can actually support. This is also why they claim every tip I receive is fake. Every single tip Phil's ever gotten was a fake. He doesn't make that money. He's a liar. He's a poor. He's broke. No, the tips have legit always been real, and they can't handle that fact. They're upset that people like the content, support it positively, and can't be attacked for it if they tip, so then they lie about it and they try to cope.
And with all the over-begging as of late, here's a throwback to 2013, where DSP says, fuck you. No, I will never beg for money, just like how I never beg for subs or likes or favorites. You win, shithead of the day. Then we have this in chat. Why did you rub the inside of your nose? Wipe it on your uneven mustache, and then wipe it on your left shirt sleeve. Then we have successful style scientists. I went to Burger King and got an order of fries yesterday, and as an experiment, I decided to not ask for ketchup. And guess what? When I got my fries, it didn't come with any ketchup. I absolutely guarantee you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that if I had asked for ketchup, then I would have got some. So I have 100% proof that if I don't ask for ketchup, then I won't get any. It's all part of the scientific style method. If you do something once, and you get a certain result once, then it means it's guaranteed to happen like every single time. I'm a valedictorian. And then the mature adult with a business degree, DSP, who's 43 years old, turning 44, says, in March, he and his audience will plan out his birthday stream. And then he got crumble cookies before Valentine's Day, by the way, and he's not celebrating on his day off, Valentine's Day. But all of a sudden, he says, the box just fell apart for no reason. He opens it up and said his wife already took bites out of all the cookies. And Phil, this is what happened. She ripped that box open, ate some of the cookies, and just threw it back at you. You scumbag alien.
And let's investigate crumble cookies, shall we? So, here's what we've got in our box, okay? So as you can see, 6 full-size cookies. They're huge, by the way. They're not normal-sized cookies. These are very large cookies. Probably 2 to 3 times the size of a normal cookie that you would get anywhere. And as you can see, my wife did taste some of them already. Also, the box, as you can see, isn't the most durable box I've ever seen. It's pretty much dilapidated and falling apart. It's not like we did much. They arrived after dinner, and we literally opened the box. My wife tasted a couple of the cookies, and then we just left it on the counter, and the box fell apart. So, I don't know.
And this guy is such an alien. He decided to use a fork to eat a cookie. Eventually, his audience convinced him to use his hands. And apparently, he's confused about physics and forks.
I'm not kidding. First of all, this fork is pissing me off. Look at this. Look what is going on with this fork. What just happened? It's covered. How did it get covered in stuff? I have no idea. Let's clean the fork, get it out of the way. It's like getting directly in the way of the review. I'm not sure how to eat this besides maybe to just bite it. So I think I'm just going to bite into it and see what it tastes like.
Now, the indie game streams are very interesting for DSP because he's wage quit majority of them, shit all over them, told the developers they don't know what they're doing, they better fix these. But he's also saying the devs are coming to him, giving him keys, asking to promote their game because they need the DSP rub. Of course, this is a huge lie by DSP, or it's dev companies looking at subscriber counts and just saying, oh, this person has 200,000 subs, let's send them a key, not realizing 115 people on stream are going to watch, and most of them are trolls.
As you know, the last few weeks I've covered a lot of indies, right? Last month or so, probably covered 6, 7 different indie games. Since I've done that, every day I'm getting contacted by an indie dev saying, hey, you want to check out our game? Here's a code, or the demo's coming out this week, stuff like that. Indie devs are hungry for people to try their games. They are. They really want people to test out their games because it's hard to get exposure. And I get it. I totally get it. Like, it's rough out there right now with the amount of competition. So they're coming to me with all these games saying, hey, check out our game. Hey, here's a code for our game. And I'm like, well, that's interesting, but, I don't commit to it because that way there's no way that I'm going to disappoint the dev who thinks I'm going to play their game, you see?
It's also amazing the guy kept saying, I'm not a shill. I don't take sponsorships. I don't get free items. Everyone should play at the same time. Now all of a sudden, want sponsorships and free games. Make that make sense. And of course, after his experiment and the video that came out, he never talked about his experiment again. And all the comments that were calling him out about it, including from Dents, all of a sudden started disappearing. There's a reason it's called Snort Korea. And I remember when he got the Wolverine controller for $200 because of the D-pad to play Silk Song and Hollow Knight and all that. He's now saying he needs another controller with a good D-pad to play on Switch too. Bankruptcy 2.0 cannot come fast enough. And then we have Giraffe Appreciator. Oh look, you made exactly as much money today as you did on the last Dragon Quest VII stream where you purposely asked for money a lot. Looks like your social style experiment was a failure. Tuh. And if you don't believe me that Bankruptcy 2 is coming very, very soon in the future, DSP's now going to say that once he gets his credit back, he needs to fix his house, he needs to do all this stuff. But if you think about it, Phil, all that extra money you got from Kino Casino, you got from the Asmongold bump, instead of fixing your house, you bought garbage to throw in your back and tech stuff you didn't even need. And you're now begging like a bitch because it's all gone. And keep in mind too, even before Kino Casino, he was making over $100,000 a year, but he couldn't fix any of that stuff in his house. If anyone is new to DSPverse, he's been talking about a second mortgage, refinancing his house, all this crap for almost 10 years now, even before his bankruptcy.
Yeah, I mean, SD chargers, eventually I'm going to have to do something, but what can I do? I don't have $30,000 sitting around, right? Like, eventually there's a lot of things I have to do at my house. I have to renovate my bathroom, which one of my bathrooms is like half broken. Seriously, like the whole shower is screwed up. I can't use it. And everything in that bathroom is very old anyway, so I wanted to renovate the sinks and everything in there. Downstairs, my kitchen, falling apart. You know, it's from the 1990s. There's drawers that are made of fiberboard that are disintegrated and shit. And there's nothing I can do about that. There's stuff in the house. The house needs a serious renovation because it never has had one. But I need to be able to afford it. And I'd like to renovate my house, but I want to refinance and I can't because the interest rates are sky high and still haven't dropped. You know, I bought this house in 2014. I got a really good interest rate on my mortgage. And I've been waiting to say, hey, the economy's got to turn around eventually, right? Right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just going to have to give up on that idea and do something different because it doesn't look like things are ever going to get better because our government has no idea what the fuck they're doing. It really doesn't matter if Democrats or Republicans are in charge. You notice nothing's getting better for the American people anywhere. Things just continuously get worse price-wise, interest rates-wise. You've noticed that, right? They promise the world, both sides promise the world and do absolutely nothing to actually help the American people. So it may be a matter of a second mortgage, a line of credit on the home. I don't know. But to do that, I kind of have to wait because I'm waiting for my credit to bounce back from, 6 years ago when I declared bankruptcy. So I have to wait. It's a minimum 7 years, sometimes up to 10 years before you get your credit back. And I'm right in that level where probably soon things will start to improve, but just not yet. So I just got to wait it out. I wish that I could do things right now, but I don't have a cool 30K sitting around that I can just dump on anything. You know what I mean?
And DSP's whole plan to make more money is that he needs staple viewers and staple streams so he can make money and have attendance. AKA, attend every stream, give me more than $150, and it will be all good, dude. And then this super chat from DSP Gaming to Wings of Redemption at 2 a.m. Stop playing this. I know you hate it. And these guys are trolling you the entire time. Your mods never unban my DSP Reacts account, which I normally use to chat. They ban people way too much, and it hurts you. Let's chat a bit. But it went way, way further than this. So now at 2 a.m., DSP is now talking on Discord to Wings on his stream. And he's giving him health advice yet again, even though Wings is saying, I don't like when people give me health advice. And he's trying to be this big spiritual guy for Wings, even telling them the trolls are making fun of you, you're getting baited in the trolls. And it went all over the place. But the best part came at the end, when we had an appearance from someone we haven't seen or heard from in 2 years.
There's a girl that I know you watch. She makes like video content of old games like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
If you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because you're being insanely loud.
I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble. But
yeah, I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
but
This is why I don't do this stuff at night, and I didn't know I was being this loud, so I gotta go.
okay.
And of course, credit goes to Meerkat, who clipped the whole thing, and even with this thumbnail of Wings and Phil. And then we have Wings of Redemption replacing Cat in that famous picture. But it didn't end there, so he ended the Discord call. However, he was still in chat as he writes this. Sorry I had to leave. This is why I only chat late at night. My wife has a different sleep schedule because of work. Now he always says to people it's because he's busy, because he's always doing stuff in his office. But now, he's talking about how he chats only late at night. RTU, LTG, Kino Casino, all his boyfriends before they break up with him. And then the next day, DSP is going to explain what happened. And of course, it's DSP retconning what happened because he's detached from reality.
Basically, I was in chat and I was, talking to him. And then he called me on Discord. Now, I was not expecting that at all. Like, I was intending to just maybe have a chat with him in the chat for like a couple minutes, 30 minutes, maybe just talk and see how he's doing and see what just happened. Like, who are these guys? Why are they messing with him like that? And he calls me on Discord, all right? I shouldn't have answered because it was the middle of the morning, right? So what I did is he's called me on Discord. I got out of bed. I came in here and I answered his call. And we talked for like 30 minutes about everything. We talked about these guys who were trying to mess with him, and he thought that they were his friends, and because he had done co-op with them before. And I'm like, dude, they're not your friends. This is the same as your other co-op buddies, and people are trying to bait you all the time. And we had a long conversation, probably like 30, 40 minutes, I would say, about a million things, okay? So that's that. That's what happened. And then basically what happened was, as we were talking, my wife woke up and walked across the house and opened the door and said, "You're being insanely loud over here. Why are you doing this in the middle of the morning?" And rightfully so, she has the right to yell at me. I shouldn't have done that in the middle of the morning. You know, my fault. I already apologized to her. I shouldn't have done that. She has the right to sleep. Just because I'm more of a night owl and I stay up later, and she goes to sleep earlier than me because she works earlier. You know, it's messed up that I should have never taken the call. What I should have done was denied the call and instead said to Wings, "Hey, I'm not going to take your call, but we can talk and chat because my wife is asleep next to me here." But I didn't do that, okay? So, basically, look at these idiots. What are you talking about? She woke up and walked across the house. Yes, I just said I left the bedroom and came into the office to talk to Wings because I didn't want to wake up my wife, and then I ended up waking up my wife because I'm an idiot, okay? So anyway, it is what it is, all right? And basically, there's nothing bad about the conversation we had whatsoever at all. I think that hopefully it was a conversation that he will get something out of.
And then we have this in chat. Have you talked to your HOA about the loud neighbors? I would be so mad if my neighbors were being loud at 2 in the morning and needed noise-canceling headphones to sleep. And also, he started playing the new God of War game. And this in chat. Thanks for covering this game, Phil. I really do hope you're liking it. Does Kratos have a low libido and in a loveless marriage in the game? And DSP keeps flip-flopping on the banana song. One week, he'll love it and it's great and he'll laugh about it and sing it. Another week, he'll say, "It's a fucking detractor meme, dude. Only mentally stunted people like that song." Well, guess what, guys? In this week, he likes the banana song. So much he's gonna watch it on stream. And debunk it about it comes in denim.
I did not say it comes in denim. Guys, okay, this is the most ridiculous thing possible. Are you ready for this? I've had it. You people are so crazy on the internet. Listen. We're going to watch it one more time. I want you to open your goddamn ears and listen to what I say here. Are you ready?
Banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in denim.
In comes the nana is what I said. In comes the nana. And I kind of stumbled over my words. Squeeze the peel, in comes the nana. That's exactly what I said. Has nothing to do with denim. You heard what you wanted to hear and turned it into a meme that doesn't exist, which is literally what you've done the entire time that I've been on the internet. You say or do whatever you want to believe, and then you act like it's a fact that it's not. No one ever said anything about denim. You literally made it up. It's not real. You're a weird person or people who literally hear what you want. You ready? One more time.
Put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in denim.
In comes the nana. That's what I just said. In comes the nana. Has nothing to do with denim, but you make it up. And that's what I mean. That's my existence on the internet. Phil did this today. Well, he didn't. You made it up, or you twisted it to act like that's what it was when it wasn't. But you can believe whatever you want, or you can listen to reality. There's your evidence. In black and white, right in fucking front of you.
And on Friday night, he went back to Street Fighter 6, and look who shows up with $100. I hope you can afford the bus there, Jax. And for the longest time, his audience and detractors have wanted to see a controller camera when he plays Street Fighter, because we know he's mashing, we just want to see it. But he can't do that, and he turns it into him having a success over the FGC, and it's peak DSP delusion.
I've actually answered the question about mapping inputs 1,000 times. I don't know why you ask it, because I've already answered it, so let me answer it again, since obviously you're deaf and don't listen. I don't game on the same PC that I capture and stream from. There's no way for me to actually capture my inputs and have them displayed for you on screen. That's impossible. I'm playing the game on this PC. I'm capturing and streaming from this PC. If I run an app over there, it captures nothing because I'm not doing any inputs on that PC. So how could I have it as an overlay on my screen? What you don't realize is most of the FGC don't do what I do. They don't co-stream at super high quality like I do. So they don't need two PCs. They have one PC that does everything. Therefore, they can run the overlay program. I can't.
And of course, the easy solution is to do the same thing you do with DSP Tries It. How you have the smaller one in the top left corner, and then you had the main one. But of course, DSP has to have an excuse, and he can't show people that he's a patent player, a masher, a loser. And DSP is excited because he gets to play the Virtual Boy, and he's going to do an entire stream of playing Virtual Boy games. However, there might be one problem with this. As Broside Phil points out, the accessory requires the system be taken out of its dock and placed into a viewer, preventing traditional TV mode gameplay and native streaming. And then we have this under streaming issues. Because the game relies on the headset for the 3D effect, streaming directly from the console would likely show a distorted, split-screen image, making it poor for viewers. And that's how the week ended for DSP. If you guys like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe, and don't forget, today is Double Dash Day, which means you have DSP Weekend Review, and tonight we will do a DSP stream as well, where we go over some of the craziest rants DSP has ever done, his meltdowns, might have a chicken sandwich in there, might have a spoon, just saying. But it will be fun, so check it out. The page is live, hit notify on the page. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.